comments or manifestation regarding item 20, Mr. Chair, the veto of the mayor, Mr. Chair.
Is there any?
Or probably after I can make a motion.
Oh, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. First and foremost, I propose this ordinance with my noble, sincere, and truthful intention geared towards the immediate construction of the new CCMC and for the betterment of Cebu City in general, Mr. Chair. As a backgrounder, during the public hearing last February 11, 2015, all our speakers signified their support to the ordinance with some recommendation, of course. And those recommendations were incorporated in the proposed ordinance and were presented during the final deliberation. And also, we have received a possession paper from the Internal Audit Service Office on which they manifested their support for the passage of the ordinance and further said that this ordinance is likewise necessary in providing the legal basis for the bank account to be opened with Land Bank or any other bank where the monies already received by the city treasury. And all these things, Mr. Chairman, saddened me because the mayor viewed the other way around through his veto message. During the final deliberation, the ordinance was approved by the body with a resounding support of 13 votes against 1, Mr. Chair. 13, of course, in favor for the creation of ordinance. And I would like to thank, Mr. Chairman, those members who are with me in pursuing for the immediate construction of the new CCMC and for upholding transparency and public accountability. And I therefore urge and plead to all these members who are present today, Mr. Chairman, to please stand by to our decision and stick to our decision, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, the veto of the mayor is anchored on the following issues. Number one, that under the local government code, only 3 kinds of funds that are spelled out. One, the general fund under section 308 of the local government code, and the other 2 are special education fund and trust funds under section 309 of the local government code. And further, the mayor said, that creation of trust fund by way of an ordinance is to create another species of fund which is not sanctioned by the code. Issues number 2, according to the mayor, that the Sangguniang is already divested with its authority to exercise power of the force by enacting another legislative measure when it has approved the appropriation ordinance. And issue number 3, after enacting a bill like an appropriation, the Sangguniang should limit itself from the scrutiny and investigation as an exercise of its oversight power. And number 4 issues, according to the mayor, it is the city treasury that is mandated to establish trust funds. Mr. Chairman, please allow me to politely rebut the contentions of the mayor. On the first issue, that there are only 3 kinds of funds under the local government code, I agree, Mr. Chairman, that there are 3 kinds of funds. But the intent of this code are so clear. Section 308 of the local government code speaks for the general fund without S. So meaning we have only 1 general fund. And Section 309 speaks for the Special Education Fund without S. So we have only one Special Education Fund. And second, under Section 309, Trust Funds with S. Plural, Mr. Chairman. Which means that trust funds, that means that trust funds can be created whenever the need arises. And second, Mr. Chair, am I not introducing trust fund under Section 209? To support my contention, Mr. Chairman, I have here a copy. Because this is not the first time the Sangguniang had introduced for the creation of trust fund. So in support of my contention, Mr. Chairman, I have here a copy of City Ordinance number 932, an ordinance establishing trust fund for cleanliness and beautification project of City of Cebu. If they were able to pass ordinance for the cleanliness and beautification, how much more, Mr. Chairman, we can create ordinance for the construction of CCMC? Mr. Chairman, in addition to that, Mr. Chairman, recently, the City Treasurer, Mr. Chairman, has maintained at present several ordinances and several trust funds. I'm sorry, Mr. Chair. And to name a few, Mr. Chairman, we had the past Sangguniang had created trust fund for PAGCOR, trust fund for livelihood, trust fund for CDF, or I think this is the Country Development Fund, trust fund for UNICEF, trust fund for PIDAP, the famous PIDAP, trust fund for the local disaster and risk reduction management fund. And just now I realize now we have also trust fund for Talamban Health Center. These are the few trust funds that this city treasury has maintained, Mr. Chairman.
And they were all created by our ordinance.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. I think so, Mr. Chairman. Because under our plan, the ordinance can be created for the ordinance.
And when the trust fund is created, because the trust fund entrusted it to a trustee.
That's right.
Like for example, in the case of PAGCOR funds, because the money does not belong to the city, it belongs to PAGCOR. The city created the trust fund for PAGCOR because the trust fund is the PAGCOR, the trustee is the city for the funds for PAGCOR. Am I correct?
That's correct, Mr. Chairman. Let me finish.
Mr. Chair.
For the second, let me finish, Mr. Chairman. For the second and third issues, again, I beg to disagree, Mr. Chairman. The power of the Sangguniang Pangungsod to enact ordinances and pass resolution does not have a prescription. Section 458, Mr. Chairman, of the Local Government Code provides that Sangguniang Pangungsod, as the legislative body of the city, shall enact ordinances, approve resolutions, appropriate funds for general welfare of the city and its inhabitants pursuant to Section 16 of this law. So meaning there is no prescription cited. On the last issue, Mr. Chairman,
Part of the Committee on Laws, you were
I will be, Mr. Chairman. On the last issue, Mr. Chairman, according to the mayor, only the city treasury has the mandate to establish trust fund, which I beg again to disagree, Mr. Chairman. Let me read the section 309. There shall be maintained in every provincial, city, and municipal treasury the following special funds: special education fund and trust funds, Mr. Chairman. So, in other words, the city treasury is only mandated to maintain trust funds and not to establish trust funds, because the power to establish or create trust funds lies within the Sangguniang Pangungsod, because trust fund can only be created through an ordinance, and the Sangguniang Panlungsod, being the legislative body of the city, is empowered to enact ordinances, not the city treasury, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman and my fellow members of this august body, let us not turn blind eye and simply let years pass without action to the clamor of our constituents for the comfortable hospital. Let this be the moment that each one of us here, whether you are kapamilya, whether you are kapuso, whether you are kapatid, whether you are type R, or whether you are type Usminya, must sit up and empathize with our sick and underprivileged constituents. Let us safeguard all our monies of the city. In that way, our constituent, Mr. Chairman, will be assured that construction will push through with no unnecessary delay or delaying tactics. Lastly, Mr. Chairman, I would like to remind that we have the responsibility to spend the taxpayers' money wisely and honestly, Mr. Chairman. Having said that, Mr. Chairman, I would like to request for a plural motion.
What is the plural motion?
I respectfully move to override the veto of the mayor on City Ordinance 24-25.
There's a plural motion of